This is John Black, super chemist. I think this is part 5 or something, I don't know. But it's a part of a playlist. If you want to watch all the videos, go to the playlist called Wives / I don't know, Husbands, Marriage / Family. I don't know. So go to that playlist, right? It has all the slashes in it, marriage, wife, whatever. And you can watch all the videos at once. The last video, the last thing we were talking about is how women are selfish. And we were talking about biology and history and why women and men are like they are. We're going back to caveman times thinking, you know, that kind of history, right? So why are they weak? Well, I mean, they are weak. You know, the woman is physically weaker. They can't do, you know, and we're talking about caveman times, right? Talking about going out where there's lions, tigers, and bears trying to kill you, and you got to go out and kill one of them. You know what I mean? Kill a gazelle or deer or something to get some food, right? And that it was dangerous. Took a lot of strength, you know what I mean? And women just can't do it, man. I mean, maybe the best of the best if they were trained and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, they're too weak, okay? And I want you to think if you're poor, right? Let's say you're poor. You got no money, right? Are you going to share? You going to share? You have $100, right? You're poor. That's a lot of money to a poor person. But to a billionaire, that's nothing. That's a penny, less than a penny. It's not even a penny. It's just garbage. So yeah, the billionaire might not give a crap about that $100 bill, but me, I'm poor, man. I ain't gonna be. I want to be less apt to share. Okay, does that make me selfish? No, just makes me want to survive and not die and starve. Okay, that's what it makes me. All right, it's the same way with women. Okay, they're not selfish in, you know, in a bad way. I mean, yes, it is. It's a terrible trait, right? But they're not doing it on purpose. Not being selfish on purpose. Yes, I mean, sometimes, yeah, their selfishness can be whatever. But this, well, my whole point is this is a biological imperative, a biological mechanism, a survival mechanism, right? Because I want you to think about this, right? You got a woman out there in the caveman times. She can't do what it takes to survive, right? So when she gets some kind of food or whatever, is she going to share it? Is she going to share it? No. She's not with a big guy. You know, we got a big guy here, and then you got a little girl here. And she finally gets some food. Is she going to be like, oh, here, big guy, take this, even though it's easy as hell for you to go out and get some food? No, she's going to be selfish. She's going to, just like a poor person. He's going to be selfish. But not selfish because he's a bad person. Selfish because he doesn't want to die. He wants to survive, just like her. She wants to survive. She doesn't want the lion and bear to kill her. And when she hasn't food to put aside, she's going to keep it. She's going to not share it. She's going to hoard it and be like, hey, I need this so I can have some tomorrow so I don't have to go out and risk dying to get more food. You know, the man doesn't do that. Man can go get food. It's nothing to him. You know what I mean? So obviously he will share with the woman. A man is not selfish because he can do it. He has better ability. Okay, that's why he has compassionate. They always say women are more compassionate and empathetic. Bull. Look at the data. Look at the freaking statistics. Women are the most horrible. I mean, I hate to, you know, whatever. Yeah. But, yeah, they have no empathy. The reason why is because they are biologically are wired not to. They will die. Back in caveman time, our species would have just died out if they weren't selfish. They are selfish not because they're bad people, because they're selfish because their biology dictates them to be selfish so that the species will live and not die. Okay? So you don't have the entire species die. So this is a mechanism to prevent that, okay? So it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not a good thing, but you know what I'm saying? It was needed. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here today bitching and complaining on YouTube and TikTok. Okay? So yeah, they're selfish, and man, unselfish. They are strong and can afford to share. It's not normally nobility or for some righteous reason. It is a biological mechanism that ensures. See the man, and I'm not saying like the woman being selfish. I'm not putting her down. I'm just saying that's biology, baby, and it was needed. So we like that. We like to have our species survival. But then in the same fashion, the man, he's not, he's programmed to give. He's a giver. You know what I mean? Even though they tell us the opposite, but just think. He's big, right? He's capable. He's strong. Getting food for him was nothing. He's not giving the food away to the wife because of some nobility or some, righteous reason, right? I mean, he is in part of it, but the main part of why he does it is it's in his biology. His biology is to share. Men and women are not the same, definitely, but they're opposites that complement each other, right? How does this complement each other? Well, if you have a selfish woman that's a taker, and you have a man who's a giver, guess what? They're opposite. But look, they complement each other. She wants to take and he wants to give. So everyone's happy, right? Opposite complement. If you're a woman and you're watching these, keep that in mind. Opposite, but complement. So these women are like, man just want to go be with me because I got me a job and I'm getting me bank. I got bank, baby. No, that's what you want in a man, right? If you want a man to have bank, you want a man to have a good career, that means that he wants the opposite from you, meaning no career. He wants from you the opposite, which would be no money. But these women are idiots today. Gen Z. Humans are idiots in the first place, but Gen Z women are, wow. But anyways, so the man is unselfish because of his biology. Because how are you going to procreate, right? If everybody's selfish, then the man ain't going to be like, screw you, woman. I ain't going to help you out. I ain't going to provide. I ain't going to protect. But it's in his DNA. It's in his biology to protect, to help, to give. You know what I mean? And not be selfish. And this gives here's another tip. And I'm going to give you a little story here, right? You got a caveman that's a bad leader, right? Okay? And a caveman comes home with food. He always makes sure his kids and his woman are fed first, and then he lets them eat until they're full. And then he takes what's left, and he has, and sometimes there's a lot of food, so it doesn't really matter. But in those times, okay, because we're talking about caveman times, right? In those times where there's no food, and food is scarce, right? Something's going to happen. A bear's going to come, right? But let's say there's another cave, right, with another cave family. And this one, because the first one was a bad leader, giving all his food to the wife and the whatever. He's treating her like a queen, right? Giving her all her food first, making sure that because he doesn't want her to dwindle away during any times of scarcity when it comes to food, right? Because he's a simp, right? He's a bad leader. So now you got this other caveman. He's a good leader, right? He's a real man, not a little bitch, right? So what does he do when he comes home? When, he feeds himself first. Me. And then after he's full, he doesn't need any more food, then he gives to the wife, he gives to the kids. What happened here? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Then he gives to the kids and the wife. Okay, and you might say, well, I thought he was unselfish. He's supposed to be unselfish. That sounds like he's selfish. Okay, first of all, he's not selfish. He's doing it because he's a good leader, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay? And I'm also going to tell you why the woman that is being starved out and dwindling down, that woman is going to back that man who always feeds himself first. And after he's full, then she gets to eat. That woman will love that man for starving him. Love that man. Never leave him. That will be, her panties are so wet. Now this woman over here, she's getting fed left and right. Even her man is like dwindling down from starvation because he only gets a half a meal each day because she has to be fed and filled up before he even tries to eat, right? You'd think, she's going to love that man. No. This woman is going to hate this man's guts. She's going to disrespect him. She's going to treat him like garbage. She'll never be happy and never be grateful of what she's doing. This woman over here starving to death, she's grateful to this man for starving him. She loves him for it. And I know this all sounds crazy, right? That don't make no sense at all. But, and what's funny is, 100, 200 years ago, everybody, or 300 years ago, whatever, everyone knew what I'm about to tell you. But today, it's all been twisted and turned and feminized with the feminazis and the female supremacists and the communists. There's going to be a bear coming around sooner or later, right? And the bear goes to the bad leader's cave first, right? Now, a bear and a man, there's no the bear has the upper hand. But if the man has a spear, that evens it out. You actually have a pretty good chance of killing a bear if you have a spear. All you have to basically do is get him to stand, and then when he stands, you need to be down low so that he comes up like on you, and then you just put your spear out. The bear is actually really stupid. He will literally put himself on, put the spear in the ground so that when he falls on it, it's going to go up, it's going to go up in him. He will literally come up, even though he sees the spear. I don't know why. This is how Indians used to kill their bears, you know what I mean? Because they do this all the time. They're so stupid. The bear will stand up and then just lounge onto you, like fall on you, but the spear is like coming right at you, and he'll just impale himself and basically fall on you while the spear goes right through his whole body. And then you push him off and you're like, blah, blah, blah. But he goes into the bad leader's cave. The guy's dwindled away. He's been feeding his wife. He's been treating her like a queen. Yeah, she's a queen. She's been treating him like crap, even though he treats her like a queen. And now he's dwindled away his weight. He can't fight the bear off even with his spear. The bear kills him. And guess what? The woman and the well-fed wife, the well-fed kids, they're weak. Now, what are they going to do with the bear? I don't care if you got 50 spares. You better have a machine gun if you're a woman. Even if you have a handgun, I would bet the bear had a 50-50 chance of killing the woman, even if she had a gun. So what happens? The entire family dies because this guy was a bad leader, and he deserved his wife to treat him like shit, even though he was giving her everything in the world. Right? But because he was being selfish, basically. He was being selfish because he cared more about his feelings. He didn't want his wife to be mad at him. He didn't want his kids to be mad at him. He was a little weak little bitch, right? And so he cared about that more than their survival. He looked at it and he said, they could all die, including me, but what's really important to me is my feelings. And I don't want to hurt my wife and children. I don't want them to be mad at me because I'm not feeding them. So I'm just going to not feed me, even though we're going to die because of this reasoning. Anyways, have a Pastafarian day. Remember, Pastafarian God's the only true one God.